Hey guys, I'm Reid.
And I'm Lacey.
And welcome to Podheads.
What do we talk about today, Reid?
We talk about Arcane. Too much of Arcane.
There's no such thing as too much of Arcane.
I almost drank all my Pepsi today.
That's more than you usually drink. He usually takes a sip of it and then throws it away.
And then we talk a tiny bit about analog horror.
And then we talk even less about Apple. I tried talking about Apple and this motherfucker wanted to talk about something different. Did you not? I was in the middle of talking about Apple and you were like, anyway, let's move on.
I'm not denying that I wanted to move past the subject. It's just not a subject we should stay on. It's Apple.
I want you to know that when I write out the titles and the scripts for these, the order in which they are in the titles, not the order that we talk about them.
I'm sorry. I don't want to talk about a company that, like...
We're not fitting this in now. Come on.
I was going to talk about child labor laws in China, but go ahead.
We could have talked about that in the fucking episode. We will see you guys in the fucking episode.
Bro, no one likes Apple.
Go watch Arcane. Go watch these things. Turn this off. I have to sleep by myself.
That's all the things she said. All the things she said. Running through my head. Running through my head. I hate it.
Can you keep that in?
No.
Us clapping at
No.
the same... Wait.
No.
So have you seen that thing on TikTok where they close their eyes and they try to clap at the same time?
No.
Okay, so they close... Two people will be in a room and they'll record it.
We're starting over.
And they'll close their eyes and they'll both clap, but they're trying to clap at the same time, but they have no way of knowing. So, like, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Don't look at me. I have video evidence if you look, okay? And just feel it.
Okay.
That was close.
It was.
Close.
Damn it.
Wait. Let me take my ring off. I feel
Exactly, bro.
I feel like you can hear it. Ooh. Yes. We're back with the ASMR.
No. No.
Okay.
I want you to know I had my this eye open the entire time.
No.
Okay.
Because I was about to say, if you had your eye open and you still were that off. Okay. Before we start.
I'm gonna strip.
Reid has this black head on the side of his head right now.
Oh my god.
That I want to pop so bad. And I'm hoping by the end of today you'll let me pop it.
Tune in to find out.
We got this new computer, by the way. Reid bought this new computer for us to edit on and record and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he was typing on it and getting it all ready. And I looked over and I felt it. I sensed it. I saw it.
Oh, what?
And
Okay.
you have a lot of freckles and lots of little spots on your face. So
I know.
I like them.
Oh.
And I looked over and I was like, that's new. That one's new. And I went, you have a black. And before I could finish, he goes, I know. So I'm begging to get that one.
Begging you.
Copyright.
Put your loving feet on, baby. You see? But now we copyrighted.
I bought an iPad yesterday.
She had a perfectly good laptop, but she gave it up.
Okay, so
Before we get on the actual topic of today's episode,
I got a MacBook. I've had a MacBook for like 2 or 3 years now. And I was walking with it in my hands and my cat ran in between my legs and tripped me up. And I dropped my MacBook. And she's fine. The glass is broken that I need to get it replaced, but it's fine. But it made me realize, like, I hate my MacBook. So I bought a Dell XPS 2-in-1 13-inch, which was like $1,400. And it folded backwards, so it was a tablet as well. And I came with a stylus. I could flip it over and it wasn't a tablet anymore. And
really good computer.
It was an amazing computer. Reid would have busted nuts all over it. Don't even open it. Don't even have to look at porn. Busted nuts on top of it. Am I wrong?
Yes.
No. It was an amazing computer.
No.
I hate Windows. I grew up on. I know how you feel, but I just don't like.
I
Windows.
want to cuss.
I just don't like Windows. I've always been an Apple person.
Said Eve.
You know, the apple was a euphemism for sex.
Oh, the apple was a euphemism for sex. I've heard that about 5 times in the last week, dude. I swear to
Really?
God.
What kind of
I don't-
conversations are you having?
Dude.
It was never called an apple. It was the forbidden fruit.
Well, then, God, why would you dress them naked? Or leave them naked?
Well, that's what brought... You know what? We could go on a theology rant.
Yeah,
But-
God.
Yeah, God. But I think we've already scripted for us to have a
thing.
a thing about that. But I just you're touching the table. You were.
Did I say anything? No.
But I was talking, so you could edit it out anyway.
Edit it out anyway.
Who hit you as a kid? But I got this hella nice computer and I just don't like Windows, so I returned it. And then I bought an iPad mini. I'm just gonna get my MacBook replaced, and I'm buying a new phone soon.
Settling for less. You know what?
Well, the Dell was like $200 more than my MacBook, and I already know how to use a MacBook. I don't have enough time to learn Dell. I learn Windows all over again.
You shouldn't settle for less in your love life.
I can't look at anything but that blackhead.
Technological life, or even your entertainment. So let's settle for the best.
I settle
Arcane.
a lot. Bro, we're talking about Apple right now.
Bro, no one likes Apple. Unless it's a let me go off. Unless it's a phone, just because the UI happens to be great. Apple is terrible at PC. They're terrible at laptops, PC. That's why they don't make desktops as much anymore. Remember when they used to do that?
Yeah. UI is a big thing for me, though. I like simplicity and, like, it being sleek. It's a big thing for me.
I know.
That's why I got an Xbox instead of a PlayStation.
Xbox does have a better UI.
Xbox got a lot of stuff.
See, that Bungie got bought out by
Yes.
PlayStation.
Yes. Reid had a lot happen over the last couple of weeks. Bungie got bought out by PlayStation, and they said they're not going to change anything about
Yes,
it.
thank
But
God. But I don't know. They said they're just doing it so that they can bring it into new media types. So like they're gonna try for a Destiny show and movie, which I'm okay with.
we're entering this new age of video games being immersed into other medias. Arcane did it really well. You made me watch Arcane. I loved it.
Yes, I'm so glad I made
Okay.
her. I made her, and we haven't been. She hasn't let me talk to her about it after she finished it.
I finished it and I texted him. I texted you in the middle of the night one day and I was like, I watched it all in one day. It's an easy watch in one day show. I started it around
It's like 8 episodes, bro.
a little bit after lunch and I finished it. And oh my God.
The amount of love that is put into every single frame in that show.
The French studio that actually did a lot of the rendering for it, the reason it has like this painterly look and this emotional feel to it is because even though they used 3D models, they put 2D shading over those models and 2D coloring, and it has such an impact.
It really does. Another what's it called? Piece of media that does that also is Into the Spider-Verse.
Your phone's on the table, it buzzes.
It doesn't buzz. I'm doing that sure.
Really? You learning?
I only put this phone on the table because I'm about to go into some crazy Arcane trivia.
I actually, we watched Arcane a long ass time ago, and I had to watch a summary video before we started recording today, so hopefully I remember everything.
Arcane, one of the best quotes from a review that I saw about Arcane was, okay.
Should we summarize the show real quick? Because we're really bad about doing that.
Do you want spoilers or do you not want spoilers?
I think we should do vague, no spoilers.
Okay, have it this. No spoilers for a little bit.
And then
we'll
spoilers.
get into spoilers. So for right now, no spoilers. So the best review that I ever saw was, these characters fail not because of their mistakes, but because of their character traits.
I want to summarize the show before I start getting into arguments. Okay, so Arcane is a Netflix special, right?
It is a
That-
Netflix limited series, but they renewed it for season 2. So
Good, thank goodness. That is based off of this video game called League of Legends. Very loosely. Like, it's just the characters and, like, the setting.
It has, despite how great of an impact it's, like, had on entertainment, like, already, it was in development hell for a long time.
How long was it being developed?
Years. Years.
It
Back when Jinx was introduced to League of Legends back in, like, what, 2013 or something?
And then
like
they
that?
started working on it right then.
They did. They said they wanted to make a show out of it, but it just kept being picked up and then put down, then picked up and then losing funding.
So
So they had a lot of time to think about the story.
the show follows, not exclusively, but very closely, two sisters, Powder and Vi.
Yes.
And they live, I forgot what it's called, but it's the Undercity of Piltover.
Mhm.
Where the Undercity is kind of in this economic, best way to put it is hell, I guess. And the Piltover that resides over the underground, they're both governed by the same place, but it's this economic futuristic powerhouse
Mhm.
that was founded for education purposes. And
It's a utopia.
yes, perfectly. And like seemingly it is perfect.
Yeah.
Until
They just happen to live in the underbelly.
they live underground in what is this economic hell that has been, the government has turned a blind eye to it for too long. And it opens with Powder and Vi in the midst of the aftermath of a war, and Vander finds them and adopts them kind of as a father figure.
Mhm.
And for lack of better words, Powder makes some mistakes,
Powder
and
is-
Vi, her older sister, gets very mad at her, and thus starts Powder's villain arc, because when Vi's mad at her, for reasons which we will delve into later, Vi calls her a jinx, a mistake, a mess up,
Mhm.
and the main villain, the main antagonist of that show, it's even a hard word to say, call him an antagonist, so
Oh
because
my
you see it from his
God.
point of view.
Ugh.
But the main,
Such good
I guess,
writing.
villain of the story, Silco, finds Powder at her lowest moment and, again, basically adopts her. No one wants Powder, lol. and
wanna say something so bad.
renames her Jinx. And starts a very semi-sensual, almost sexual father-daughter relationship.
Almost sexual.
I will go into it. I will go into it. It is borderline. It is creepy, borderline
creepy.
sexual.
But
Borderline sexual. And I've never played the game.
me neither.
So have you watched any reviews about this show?
Mhm.
So you know how Vi in the video game is an enforcer?
Yeah, I did watch a giant like hour comparison video between how much they changed lore wise from the game to the show. And they basically said screw the game in this show because hardly anything is correct except that there's like little hints.
I don't think it's a screw the show. I think
It's not like screw the show,
Yeah.
but like
It-
hardly anything.
No, I disagree actually, because I think from the summary videos and analysis videos that I was watching, it's a prequel to the video game, obviously.
Clearly.
But that's the reason why they wouldn't have worked so hard on the story not to have it overlap with the video game eventually. That's why Vi is being brought into the over city, I guess is what you call it, by her girlfriend. What's her girlfriend's name?
Caitlyn.
Caitlyn. Caitlyn is bridging that gap for Vi
Mhm.
between the underbelly to overtop Piltover. And you can kind of see how she's treated by the underbelly, and also how she's treated by the overworld, that she doesn't really fit in either place. But her moral compass is justified enough where if Piltover survives the season finale that we saw, she's going to be an enforcer. For a lack of better words, she's going to be trying to bring the good back to Piltover. And while that's technically not an enforcer right now because the government's corrupt and the
And she
police
hates them.
system is corrupt, I think it's bringing a new age that Jace is talking about so much in the beginning. Not an enforcer as we see it in the show, but an enforcer that should have been in the show.
I think you're right. So let's talk. I'll touch on what's different, because there is a tiny bit that is different. I'll go ahead and say spoilers.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
So Jace in the video game is kind of this arrogant, like, self-centered, like, penny pincher.
I like that they end up showing his character arc into that, though.
I guess you're right, but I mean, like just from the beginning, from when he was born, it talks about how, like, nobody wants to be his friend. He's not charming. He is arrogant.
He's hot.
He is a minor, and that's it.
Oh, I thought you meant
minor. Because
I went, he's hot, and you said he's a minor, and I was like, oh shit, am I not supposed to?
He uses a mining tool, and so does Vi, which is those gloves. You see, he uses on.
Well, he says that his family is his dad wields the hammers that Piltover was built from,
exactly.
Which doesn't make sense technically because of how the time in the game works. But whatever, we'll brush it over.
There is no mention of him being on the High Council, or even associated with the High Council, or even associated with Caitlyn for that matter. And however, he is associated with what's his name?
Victor.
Victor.
Have you seen Victor in the video game?
Yes, Victor in the video game is a lot more tragic than the one in the. Do you know what he builds?
What?
You know what he builds?
What does he build?
So in the video game, he ends up building. I hope they touch on this in season 2. He gets so lonely that he builds a robot friend.
I think that's gonna happen.
That'd be so
It doesn't.
cool.
It hasn't happened.
It becomes like one of the legends in League of Legends.
I think considering that Victor has started to make weapons, that's 100% what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I think the story that has happened to Victor already is so traumatizing that I almost cried.
It is.
But
there was no girl that was falling in love with him in the video game, and Jace,
she was a very minor character.
That's
though.
true.
She was just there to show the power that could have.
And in the video game, Jace couldn't give two shits if arcane magic was used as a weapon or not. This one, he actually seemed to care about it up until the end.
League of Legends. I'm sorry, but it's a shitty game.
Whoa!
I hate League of Legends. I had played it before, but I wasn't like a lore person. Even when I play video games besides like Rockstar games, I'm not a big lore person.
I don't want to talk about Rockstar right now. They've been disappointing me. Right.
So I've played it. I know what its like user interface is like and the strategies behind it a little bit. I don't really like the game.
It's not for you.
It's not for me. So it's a shitty game. I'm gonna say it. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm walking here. It's a shitty game.
You know, whenever they released Vi and Jinx and said that they were gonna make a show about it, they basically stopped releasing as much lore about it in the game because they wanted to save it for the show.
In the game, it is loosely like their interactions are like they know each other, but it's nowhere like they're sisters. And I like that the show is taking such a step back away from the game because it's so easily it can be consumed, alienated from the game. I don't do the lore. Exactly. I don't really play the game, but I can consume it without ever having known that the game existed.
And I'm so glad that like the name League of Legends isn't in the title. The last time they've made it different like types of media like that, they have League of Legends in the title, and it is such an intimidating thing to see that name there because you know that it's game. Because you know that the game has gone on for years and years and years, and you know you're not going to get it.
This game is this show is so easy to get.
It is so easy to get. You don't need to see it. But if you do happen to know the lore, if you do happen to see it, you can be rewarded by seeing these little hints of things. Like like how what's their surrogate dad's name?
Vander or something.
Vander in season 2 is most definitely 99.9% becoming a monster in the next season. Because back when they were teasing the show, they released a legend that was this giant, crazy, what's the name of that purple stuff?
I don't know if they call it something, but they call it once, and it's in like the first episode when
that
Powder makes her
really
mistake.
Exist in the video game, but he becomes there's this giant wolf monster that's in the video game, and when they released it, they said, "Oh, it's a bartender that's in the show," and that's all they said. And then you realize Vander's a bartender.
Also, he becomes a monster.
He does. So that's what.
And it never shows him explicitly dying.
doesn't. And even at the
Oh, we're
What-
cracking it. We're cracking the case.
we're cracking the case.
We're cracking it.
At the last few scenes of the last episode, it shows that one doctor that hardly gets any screen time, looking up at this giant creation that's hanging up on a wall, and it's a big old monster. You only see the silhouette of the monster.
The
but-
doctor who helps Victor?
No, it's a different doctor.
Different doctor? What doctor?
The witch doctor.
Victor's friend.
I told the witch doctor.
Victor's friend.
He doesn't get a lot of screen time.
He doesn't, but I said Victor's friend and you're like, no.
That's not Victor's friend.
He literally gives Victor it's called Sparkle. He gives Victor the Sparkle.
Is it Sparkle?
Yes.
No, it's not Sparkle. The purple thing?
Look it up. What is the purple stuff
From
in
Arcane.
Arcane?
Dear Arcane.
I swear they call it Sparkle because I was like, haha, that's a funny name, lol. It's like it's meth.
Purple stuff in Arcane. Shimmer.
Shimmer. I was really
You were really this
so.
close. Shimmer.
No, he's basically like Victor's surrogate dad because he's the one that finds Victor in, I don't know, that fantasy
I see
place.
what you're saying.
He's Victor's, like, I don't know. Their relationship's complicated.
I didn't see him as a friend because of how it ended, but
They're not just acquaintances. He's known
You know,
Victor
I
since
guess
he
you're
was
right.
like 11,
I guess you're
if
right.
not younger.
Victor is going down a dark path.
I love
But-
Victor. I love Victor's character. I love Victor's story.
Mhm.
I just the animation of this show
Is
gets me.
amazing.
And the voice actor for Jinx, she makes me pity her and frightened at the same time.
Yes.
Do you know the artist Girlwood? I sent you a song by her and I said this is Jinx.
I think so.
How much of a song can I play without getting copyrighted?
Like hardly 10 seconds anymore.
Hardly 10 seconds. That's enough. I don't have my. Give me your phone. Unlock your phone. That's
Jinx
Jinx.
is
Go
so-
check out Girlwood on Spotify. This is not sponsored, but I love her. She has a song.
I'm so sorry.
She has this relatable ass song to me called Bisexual. I'm not bisexual, but it's about a gay girl being almost harassed by a bisexual woman, saying like, every time we're together, you say that you're bisexual. Like, you say you don't have a boyfriend when you're around me. Like, why are you making it so apparent? And that has happened so much to me.
Really?
Like, gay girls will just, out in the middle of conversation, will be like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm gay. I'm like, okay, cool. My name, like, what do you want from me?
I'm majoring in this. Are we naming character traits?
I forget a lot of stuff. What? Like, we'll be talking, and I'll be like, so, yeah, my day was like this, and they'll be like, oh, cool. I like vagina. Same?
Interesting.
Interesting. But I love Girlwood, and I love Jinx. Oh, God.
Every single one of those characters, even if, which is why you said you couldn't even call, what's his name, an antagonist.
Silco.
Silco. You can't really call Silco an antagonist because by the end of the show, you can realize that every single one of these characters, even though they clash with each other hard in this show, they all are doing it for a motivation or reason that they are truly passionate about. There's no one really faking it here. You know? Even though Silco might have evil intentions, the moment he hears Jinx brought up,
Their relationship.
it is, like, the deal's off. In the video game, there's just Piltover, and then the underground called, what do you want to call it?
It has a name. It's like Vo or something. It has a
You're
short
close.
name.
Val. Isn't it?
Can you look?
I'll look.
Damn, we don't know anything about this show.
Not. Yeah, he wants me Nation of something. Oh, what's it called? Nation of what? Okay, we're getting close. We're getting close. Nation of Zon. Yes!
Zon.
Okay.
We're so close with everything, but we're not quite there.
So, ever since the video game came out, it was always Piltover and then the Nation of Zon. There was no fight for independence or anything like that. So, but I think like the change to have this fight for independence
I love that.
is crazy good, and it's not just
Because it brings the characters together,
Mhm.
but also it defines their conflict.
Exactly, and the writing is so good that it's not just stop it. It's
I want to pop it.
it's because anyone can be like, okay, well, what if we make it so that we can show the leading up to it being a nation of Zon. All you would have to do is just show a revolution, which was what it was leading to, and then it does a U-turn, which this show does so many times, and it changes up the writing in such a I don't want to say predictable, but in a way where you're like, of course they'd do that.
Of course.
So
of course nothing works. Of course everything sucks.
So when Silco goes and meets Jace to talk about the Nation of Zon, and you hear the words, you can have the Nation of Zon if this, and this happens, you're like, oh my god, that's in the video game. If you have another video game, that's in the video game. This is obviously where it's going. And then Silco says no. And then it's going to happen anyway. And the worst part about it is that they were voting for peace. They were going to let them have the Nation of Zon in a peaceful manner. And then Jinx decided to shoot a rocket launcher at them.
Also kill Silco. Why did she kill Silco? Was it just a fit of madness?
I think she was just unhinged enough. There was a lot of emotional turmoil that she just wanted to pack in one room for some unhealthy reason. But
which chair do you want me to sit at? I love that scene. Okay, so on the last episode, Jinx has kidnapped her sister Vi, Vi's girlfriend Caitlin, and her dad figure Silco. And she ties Vi to the chair, and she ties Silco to a chair, and she has them at this like Mad Hatter-esque table for dinner. And she looks at Vi because
good description of it.
a lot of Powder's trauma stems from Vi. Because even though Vi tried her very best, she's a human and made a lot of mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And Powder/Jinx emotionally didn't know how to handle that. Because a lot of stuff has happened to Jinx that wasn't in anybody's cards, that nobody could have actually done to her. It just so happened to happen.
It's very circumstantial.
So Vi's tied up, Caitlin's unconscious, Silco's tied up, and there's 2 chairs left at the table. And one of them says Powder written on it, and one of them says Jinx on it. And Powder looks at Vi, her sister, and is like, what chair do you want me to sit at? Do you want me to be Powder, or do you want me to be Jinx?
Mm-hmm.
Because Vi still calls Jinx Powder, and everyone else in Jinx's life calls her Jinx. I'm sorry about these weird floppy names, but it's you can see the animation so well because you can see when Powder cracks and turns into Jinx, and vice versa. When she flip-flops between these personalities, she doesn't necessarily have split personality disorder, but you can definitely see those moments of vulnerability where, oh, that's not our Powder anymore.
Yeah. Or,
oh, this is not the evil Jinx that we know. This is someone far more complex than someone who's just evil. There's no such thing as evil, especially not in Piltover.
Yeah. And even though Jinx is an amazing written character, she has her flaws, and she loves who she was as Powder. She does. And even if, she tries to put a mask behind it, she loves who she is as Jinx as well.
Jinka.
So she offloads the responsibility of the choice on Vi. And
yes.
when
yes.
Exactly, right? So when Vi, for obvious reasons, can't kill Caitlyn to get Powder back, and she starts arguing, and Silco gets the
that's a caveat to have her sit in Powder's chair. You have to kill your girlfriend.
Yeah. And then Silco finally gets the tape off his mouth, and finally he opens his mouth, and then that's when things go into Jinx's head, and she freaks out, and Caitlyn's already out of her ties as well. So Jinx is freaking out anyway, and she shoots Silco. And
she starts like rapid firing with her machine gun and just so happens to shoot Silco.
Exactly. She shoots Silco, and she immediately runs to him, and like in his dying breath, he tells her that she's perfect. And in that moment, she realizes that she did ruin everything nice. Even though he is a terrible person, she did ruin everything, just like her sister told her so long ago. She was that Jinx, so she might as well have embraced it, having killed the second father figure in her life.
She also just needed that validation to stay.
Because her first dad died anyway.
That wasn't her fault though. That was the war. That was Vander's fault, really. So all Jinx wants is validation and someone to say that she is good. And Silco, in a roundabout way, does that. He says that Jinx is perfect, but the person that Silco knows, he crafted it, basically. He basically made Jinx. He locked her away in a way, gave her everything she wanted, nurtured this everlasting manic episode that she's trapped herself in. And you see how tight of a leash that she's on, but how much she's like favored over everyone else. And he's created this personality of her. So how I interpreted that scene was when he looked at her and said, "You're perfect," it wasn't him validating, I don't want to say the true Jinx, but like Powder, who is the true Jinx. He was looking back on something that he had made and said, "You're perfect. What I've made is perfect. Like, you don't need me anymore." And from that little bit of validation, Jinx runs with it and shoots the Capitol because that's what Silco would have wanted.
Man,
because she, for lack of better words, she wreaks havoc, whether it's intentional or not, and whether she's a bad luck charm or not.
she's a Jinx.
She just wanted to help. That is one of the saddest things. That argument that Vi and Powder had, I hate that Vi hit her, but that was so emotionally raw. And oh God, these voice actors, they can cast you something wicked.
It's Haley Steinfeld playing Vi. Oh my God. Go watch Hawkeye. But
go watch Arcane. Go watch these things. I haven't watched Hawkeye. Go watch Arcane.
And it sucks because the only reason any of that happened within the first 3 episodes, which I think the first 3 episodes is toning and pacing masterpieces. Even though this show is crazy good.
Oh no.
The pacing in the last few episodes are ass. But
I disagree.
But the first 3 episodes of the show are masterpieces to storytelling. Masterpieces. And because one of the like only reasons why Powder becomes Jinx in a way that you can't say is anyone's fault is that she is thrown into this criminal world where no child would succeed. And then she's expected to succeed by her friends and, saying, you're not doing well enough. She's a kid. She's not going to do well at a heist. She's not. So when she strives to do well over and over again, of course, the kid's going to step up. She wants to prove herself. And people die.
I love this show so much. I remember you told me to watch it. And I was like, "That you fucking nerd." and then I finished the TV show I was watching at the time. I was like, God, this animation does look good. Reid told me there was lesbians in it. I should watch it. The first 5 minutes, bro.
It is
the
amazing.
First 5 minutes, I sat there in awe. I had to use the bathroom, and I refused to. I just continued watching. That was crazy.
It is.
I sat and watched it while I play Skyrim, and I don't believe in heaven, but if it exists, it's that. It's close to that. I had a Diet Pepsi and Ritz and crackers. I had cheese and crackers, and I was playing Skyrim, and I was going through a hard dungeon that I was doing good at, and I was watching Arcane. And
it's weird the chain that this show can push people to watch it. Because the only reason I even watched it, because I heard about it.
Yeah.
And I saw some things, but I was like, oh, League of Legends. I'm not gonna stay up all night to read the lore just to understand the show. And my dad was like, it's League of Legends? He's like, I just watched this weird Arcane show, dude. It's like the best television I've seen in like 3 years. And I'm like, oh, you're crazy. But I guess since you said it, I'll watch it. So I got on Destiny.
Oh, gosh.
And I had it just playing in the background. Not even like beside me or anything, or like on my phone. I had it on my computer like across the room just so I could like listen to it. And then I started like I started looking more and more, and I put the controller down and just watched.
I ended up pausing it. I quick saved so much because I was constantly turning my head over to watch Arcane and dying.
Exactly.
I ended up just having to put Skyrim away.
Exactly.
It was the first time in a long. Usually, my chemistry teacher says that I'm ADD. I don't believe her.
That's ADD of you.
I have this thing where I can't just sit and watch something. And I'm constantly like, I have to be like doing homework or playing video games. I can't sit down and watch a show. I sat down and watched this show. Yes. Didn't do anything else. I wasn't even eating when I was watching it. That takes some. I was sitting down Not even laying down, fully glued to my TV. And that has not genuinely happened to me in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
The show's... I thought about rewatching it just for today. To have an excuse to rewatch it. Can I please pop that pimple?
No. Let's go over some arcane trivia.
I want to... Okay.
Okay. So...
Are you going to ask me questions? Or you just read stuff?
I think I might just read stuff.
What? That's
question me.
boring. Read? Can I pop it now?
No, my
Bro,
God.
I'll pay you. How much do you want?
$80. Why not?
$5.
Bro, you're not gonna pop my pimple.
For $5?
Dude, it hurts. Okay, it actually hurts.
Can I at least try and you tell me if it will tell me your safe word.
Don't do it. That's my safe word.
Please read.
Dude, you wanna hurt me?
You're a little pussy.
Oh my God, you cussed.
You're a little...
Say it again.
I will.
Do it. Say it again.
You think your punches hurt?
Here's a little trivia.
Let me. Please.
Why?
I like them. I don't know.
You're not popping my pimple. What else did we have on the schedule to talk about?
Analog horror, but I don't want to talk about anything else until I pop that.
So let's continue talking about arcane.
Bro, why don't you? It can't hurt that bad.
Why don't you?
It can't hurt that bad, bro.
Dude, just let it live and let live. I knew I should have sat on the other side.
I can't help but look at it.
We're flipping seats. Let's
no,
go.
no. At least let me look at it. I can imagine popping it. I've got a thing. I got a thing. I don't know when I see
you're
it.
not ADD.
Shut up. My doctor's trying to tell me I have Tourette's. My chemistry teacher's trying to tell me I have autism and ADHD.
You want a T-Rex?
I'm collecting them all, apparently. I'm already gay. How many other mental illnesses can we pack in?
What? Gay is a mental illness?
Confirmed.
I'm getting anime stickers from my car, and one of them says, if you read this, you're triple gay. Don't.
$5.
No. $30. That's a deal.
$10.
20.
10.
Not going lower than 20.
Not going any lower than 20. 10 and 1 cent.
Oh my God, you're such a great bargainer.
10 and 1 cent.
No.
Bro.
You probably don't have more than $10.
My parents are out of town and we'll be out of town for 2 weeks. I'm alone in this house for 2 weeks.
And the one thing you want to do is pop a pimple.
Yes!
Oh my God,
Pity
no.
card. My girlfriend just broke up with me. Pity card. My mom's dead.
I don't know my true mom and dad. Your turn.
I'm gay.
That's not pity. Why would I pity you?
I'm a gay woman in America.
My home country is about to go to war. I might be put in an internment camp.
Are alcoholics and addicts.
Dang. My sister tried to stab me.
I used to stab myself.
Oh my God! Did you actually? It's getting off topic, guys.
Not stab. I used to
Poke yourself?
No.
Cut?
Yeah.
Okay, so you used to cut. What can I raise? All right,
How much can we keep in? This is gonna be so chip choppy.
Cut it out. Cut it. We spend too much time together. I wanna be with you forever, but we need space. You should stay at your place.
What?
I forgot that's pity, not being mean.
It can be both. It can be both. I gotta pop that pimple, Reid.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you.
My
pop
best
it.
friend won't let me pop his pimple.
You think you have a best friend?
This slut. Be mean. Be mean.
Be mean?
Be mean.
Sorry, that was all truthful. We don't talk about it. We don't have the time.
You got my music taste.
This-
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yay!
Something
Yay!
we weren't meant to find. But now
You
you're
have a card to pass.
stranger,
You have a card to pass.
and I'm still
Still
July. Baby, don't you remember? August, honey, you were mine. That was
I'm a Leo. That's trauma.
I listened to the lyrics of August. That's a disgusting song.
Disgusting.
Have you heard some of it? She talks about tasting her honey and how it doesn't taste the same anymore.
Have you ever heard Watermelon Sugar by...
Watermelon sugar
We're
high.
gonna copyright it.
Watermelon sugar high.
You have cards to pass. You have like 3 cards.
Well, I'm not even playing this.
That means
game.
I win. I get to pop it.
No.
Yes!
I'm not letting you pop my pimple. You know what? I am gonna look up some arcane trivia. Trivia questions. Okay, these are gonna be quotes. And you have to tell me the character that said it.
Okay.
Oh my god, it shows every single character
Oh, that's
in
cute.
the fucking thing. Okay. You've got a good heart, don't ever lose it. And the quotes on the show are one of my favorite quotes. I won't tell you who said it just in case it comes up. One of my favorite quotes is, "In the pursuit of doing great,
That's Victor.
we fail to do good."
That's Victor.
That broke my heart, man. Because
Read that one again.
you've got a good heart, don't ever lose it.
That's either Vander or Vi.
Which one?
Vander.
It's on a timer, holy shit.
What?
Happy Progress Day.
Who was it?
Hey, who said Happy Progress Day?
Oh, everybody said Happy Progress Day.
Is there anything so...
Tell me if I'm right or not.
You're wrong on both so far.
Then what? Tell me that.
Is
Do you
there-
not know how fucking trivia works, Reid?
Yes!
You tell me
It's on a
if I'm
timer.
right.
It's on a timer.
That's fine.
Is there anything so undoing as a daughter?
That's Silco.
Yep.
I was right on that one, I know.
Oil and water wasn't meant to be.
What?
Oil and water wasn't meant to be.
Vi, because she was talking about Caitlyn.
Science, I guess.
That's so vague.
It's like checking them off. So like there's 2
I-
more lines.
I don't know. Jace, I guess. Yeah.
Welcome to the lanes. That's what they called it. They called it the lanes.
The
under there.
lanes, yeah.
I think only like 2
Vander.
I think that's it. She's like his daughter.
That could have been literally anybody.
No, it can't. I know who this is.
It's the one. It's the girl with the arm.
What was her name? Was it Mel?
Is
No,
it's
it's not
Sevia. It's Sevica.
Kino says, war is a failure of statecraft.
Who was Kino?
Ooh. War...
Heiminger. That was the.
Heimendinger? No.
Oh fuck.
She'll come to you when she's ready. Someone said that it's Silco.
The girl with the arm.
Civica?
Yeah.
Are you real? Jinx said that, didn't she?
I thought you were quizzing me, whore. It is Jinx.
We're quizzing. Well, we're both taking the quiz.
Don't cry, you're perfect, Silco.
That's Silco. That was his lines. No, you look weak.
Mal? Mel? Who's Mel? Who's Mel?
He's Jace's.
The sexy girl.
Yeah.
Oh. Vi, I guess.
He realized that nothing he could accomplish could compare to the contributions of his students.
Mel. Fuck.
I think that was Heimendinger. If you're going to change
Mel! I
well,
know that's
don't
Mel.
ask for permission.
Fuck!
No!
What was that?
I don't know. Your audience awaits, counselor.
Heimendinger.
That sounds like Mel. Or
Uh,
maybe it was Heimendinger.
Mel or Heimendinger. Fuck. Me? Why would I?
That's,
the fuck?
That's general. In the pursuit of
Victor.
great-
That was your favorite. She's too far gone. Caitlyn.
We both have our blank parts to play.
Vi. She cusses a lot. Damn it.
There's a monster inside all of us.
Vi. Because she's talking about... Fuck!
You were so confident about that.
That's either Vi or Caitlyn.
Are we still sisters?
It's Jinx.
That's so jinx. We can find the physical body, yet the mind is still free.
Heimendinger.
I thought that was Victor.
Either. Ha!
Oh! I'm a misfit too, I suppose.
Silco? Is there any more Silco?
There's one more Silco. If people look up to you, you don't get to be selfish. Is that Vander?
Yeah.
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 I recognize any worthwhile venture involves risk.
That's very wordy. That's gotta be Caitlin. Damn it.
I understand now.
I don't know. Jace? Damn it!
No, that's Mel. She was talking about her mom. No, that was Silco. Not Silco. Victor. Whenever he came back to the doctor.
Ugh.
When did you get so comfortable living in someone else's shadow?
That sounds something Spitty Vi would say. That's Vi. Yeah.
You're hot, Cupcake.
Vi.
That's all of eyes.
Heimendinger. Heimendinger or Jinx.
Oh, we're running out of time.
Jinx. Jace.
Excuse me, I will not.
I don't know. Take another. We got 50%, but the average score is 66%. I want to take the same one.
Oh, you want to take the same one?
I'm sure there's got to be more quotes, right?
No. Because we went through all 30, we only got 15 right.
Oh, damn. You don't think they'll give us 30 new ones?
No.
Wait, let's see which arcane character we are.
Okay. It's a BuzzFeed quiz.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, I'll ask you the questions and you'll ask me the questions.
Okay.
What's your greatest attribute? So there's choices. Being good at tinkering with things, always doing right by friends and family, being well connected, coming up with innovative ideas.
Out of all of those, that's the best one. Not saying it's my best one ever, but out of those, it's the best one.
What's your worst attribute?
All of them.
Being stubborn, being low-key unhinged, being naive, or being spoiled.
What was the first one?
Being stubborn.
I have really good ideas, but I'm stubborn about them.
Are you a leader or a follower? A leader, but I shouldn't be. A natural leader, a follower who needs a leader. Very happy to be a follower.
What was the second one?
Natural leader.
I'm a natural leader. I'm a Leo.
You and drink every single time she says I'm a Leo.
No, you'll die of alcohol poisoning.
What's your alignment? Chaotic good, lawful good, neutral good, chaotic evil.
I'm chaotic neutral, but out of those, I guess I'm chaotic good. I play too much D&D, not know what my alignment is.
What's your biggest regret? Something you said, something...
You know.
Your biggest regret, something you said, something you created, something you did, or something you didn't do.
Oh, fuck.
That's a good one.
Okay,
I like those choices.
I have two regrets. I don't believe in regretting.
I have two regrets.
I don't really believe in regrets because why would you ever regret anything because it's something you once wanted, you know?
Mm-hmm.
One of them, you know what it is, and it's something I did. But another regret I have is the night I was the last person my mom ever texted the night she died, and I regret not texting her back.
So it was something you did or didn't do? So which one?
Something I did because I couldn't have known that was the last time she was going to text me. So I try not. I don't think about it a lot.
Your city is under attack. Choose your weapon. Your fists, a sniper rifle, guns and explosives, or a weapon of my own creation.
I'd run away, but I guess the guns and explosives.
What do your friends think of you?
Oh, God.
I'll answer this one.
Oh, no.
A fierce ally, good heart but easily tricked. Ready to help no matter the cost. Same thing as my enemies, unpredictable.
What do you think?
Last two.
What were the last two?
Ready to help no matter the cost, or same thing as my enemies, unpredictable.
Whatever you think. I am kind of unpredictable. Actually, no. I can be read like a book.
I think you're ready to help no matter the cost.
Yay.
The last one. Ooh. What about your enemies? What do your enemies say of you? So
hello?
It says
I have a couple people we could call and ask if they'd pick up the phone.
Oh, same thing as my friends, unpredictable, unrelenting, a black sheep, that I'm a mark who is easily swayed.
Probably that last one.
You're Vi.
I'm Vi? Yes! What does the character description say? Fuck yes!
Sure, you're stubborn and headstrong, but at the end of the day, your heart is in the right place. Best of luck to anyone who crosses you or your allies.
Do you hear my arms crack? No, I couldn't be her. My bones are not good. Let me. Okay. What is your greatest attribute? Being good at tinkering with things, always doing right by friends and family, being well connected, or coming up with innovative ideas?
I like being well connected.
I would have said you were good with tinkering.
Yeah, it was either that one or being well connected. But I think I have a lot of friends.
What's your worst attribute? Being stubborn, being low-key unhinged, being naive, or being spoiled?
Being spoiled.
Did I ask?
Unfortunately, yeah, I think that is my worst attribute. And I try to work against it.
Are you a leader or a follower? A leader, but I shouldn't be. Natural leader, a follower who needs a leader, or very happy to be a follower?
I think I'm a leader that shouldn't be one.
What's your alignment? Chaotic good, lawful good, neutral good, or chaotic evil?
I think neutral good would be nice for me. Neutral or lawful? I'm not chaotic.
Chaotic. Everyone thinks that chaotic is bad. It's
I'm not saying that. But like, I'm not like up and at 'em like you are with that kind of stuff.
I would say that you are either chaotic good like me, or neutral good.
Do neutral good.
Yeah, because you're kind of.
I'm a little laid back.
No, that's not what that means. I'll explain it to you later. What's your biggest regret? Something I said, something I did, something I didn't do, or something I created?
Something I said.
All that things she said, all that things she... running through my head, running through my head. Your city's under attack, choose your weapon. My fists, a sniper rifle, guns and explosives, or a weapon of my own creation. You'd make some shit, you nerd. What do your friends think of you? A fierce ally, good heart but easily tricked, ready to help no matter the cost, or same thing as my enemies, unpredictable.
You're doing this one.
Good heart but easily tricked.
If I get Jace.
What about your enemies? Same thing as my friends, unpredictable, unrelenting, black sheep, that I'm a mark who is easily swayed.
Black.
I can answer this because I'm also your enemy.
Black sheep.
Okay. You got Jace.
I am Jace, dude. Halfway through the quiz, I knew I was getting Jace.
You have a brilliant experimental mind, but because of that, you sometimes act without thinking things through. So while your ideas are good, in the wrong hands, they could be dangerous. All the things she said, all the things she said. I don't think you'll be able to stay for long, unless you don't mind me just writing most of the time that you're here.
I don't mind.
You can run out and get food while I'm typing my essay.
I can just DoorDash something.
Oh, that's true. That is true. I hope you don't mind me typing a lot. You can play my Xbox if you want. Mm-hmm. As long as you don't play my Skyrim.
Can I sign into my account?
Yeah, your account's already on
Oh,
there.
yeah, let me play Destiny.
Okay.
Yes! All the things she said! All the things she said! Running through my head! Running through my head!
So talk about analog horror before we DoorDash
yes.
food.
Okay, so...
You can keep that conversation, and I love your face. You're like, I know right now!
Okay, so, analog horror. We're just gonna touch on because we're running high.
Today's our A episode. You have 30 minutes-ish. But also, we talked about our trauma, so you're gonna have to cut some of that out.
It's only like 5 minutes. Okay, we're running high on time, so I'll touch on analog horror. Analog horror is like the only horror that gets me nowadays. Video games kind of get me because I'm in the control of it. Movies though, like horror movies or horror shows, they have never scared me.
Me neither.
Ever.
Mm-mm.
And then I came across analog horror, and I've never been more terrified in my life. Game or movie, and
Like Emily is Away. That's kind of horror-ish. No, wait, not Emily is Away. No, there's a dating sim that Mark played where you're
Doki Literature.
No, that is an example though. Wouldn't you call that horror of some sort? They like, have you seen where she gets like corrupted and shit? Would you define that analog horror?
No, that's not analog horror.
What's the difference?
Okay, so analog.
Yes, please.
So, I don't know what you would call that kind of horror, but like analog horror has a very specific definition. So analog horror is based around the shitty quality of analog television.
Oh yeah.
So everything is like this old, sometimes out of like tune music type of commercials and warnings. Exactly. Things that would freak you out. It's our first venture into color television, and everything comes off creepy because we haven't nailed it like we have today. So even though we haven't nailed it, the United States and all these other people, they had to make warnings still. They had to make Amber Alerts just like they did for the radio. And since television stations didn't nail it, the government's definitely not gonna nail it. So no matter what, if you look up analog like warnings and stuff like that, they are horrifying. Just because they don't know how to cater to that kind of stuff. So then analog horrors has been around, but it's just now getting super duper popular with this one called the Mandela Catalog. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of the Mandela Effect.
It says no relevance to it.
Oh.
I thought it did too though. But it's called the Mandela Catalog. I haven't watched volume 2 yet. I watched volume 1. And it's terrifying and I'm never watching it again.
It was that bad?
Yeah.
Damn. Wait.
Anyway. A lot of what this analog horror type media, and it's on YouTube if you want to go watch it. A lot of what this analog horror type media deals with is like the interruption of programs to bring you this warning, or like finding a VHS tape and seeing this warning.
Is this
like found footage?
Is this the web series where like the moon comes to life?
That was one of them. That is an analog.
Yay!
horror
Oh my
yes,
god!
that
Okay.
is it.
I've watched all that. I almost peed my pants.
Yeah, I think that's called like what, live something?
I don't know.
Channel something? I can't remember. But
Channel 30. No. I was trying to guess. Channel 36.
I think you're right. Channel 36 or
Something in that area.
Yes, though, that is it. That is
Yay,
analog horror, and that is terrifying. And the Mandela catalog basically talks as if you were in this world where some type of species is roaming the earth, in which it invades your home and it takes a disguise as you or someone that you know. Almost like a skinwalker.
Describing analog horror is very difficult because even when you stumble upon it on YouTube or someone recommends it to you, you don't even understand what's happening when you're watching it.
Exactly.
You're basically given this view of a television screen, of an old television screen, and this stuff is popping up.
Yeah. What makes these creatures scary, other than the fact that they look and sound like you, is that sometimes they don't. So, there's always been this like creepy factor called the Uncanny Valley, where something is trying so hard to look human that it doesn't look human and it just freaks people out.
Like mannequins and stuff.
Exactly, like mannequins. Video games are big guilty on that, especially Mass Effect Andromeda. And The Sims too. But they can just turn out creepy because they're trying too hard to look human. And the examples that they show you in the Mandela Catalog are terrifying.
I'll have to watch this. This does sound good.
It is. So one video example that it showed, in a way, like, for the way that the creature actually gets you to come to them, because for some reason they can't just outright attack you. It's like they need you to come to them, almost like a vampire needing to be invited into a home. But they can go straight into your home. So, the first story followed this guy named Mark and his friend. So it showed this phone call, and it just showed like the dialogue that came from it, and then 2 pictures of them. And Mark's friend called Mark, and he was like, "Hey, dude, I need you to come over to the house, and I need you to set the alarm, because I forgot to set it when I left, because my mom, I don't know, she got hit by something, she fainted. I'm taking her to the hospital right now, though. But just make sure all the cameras and everything is on. I know you're freaked out by my house, but just make sure all the cameras are on, especially the back hall." And Mark's like, "What the fuck ever, fine." I hate your house, dude. And
What the fuck ever.
Mark goes over there and realizes that his friend's mom is dead. Because the person on the phone
was a skinwalker.
It was that skinwalker thing.
Thing.
Mark, for some reason, just so we can see it, he brought a video camera, and just so we can.
Was
see
it shaky?
No, it wasn't shaky. It was just like VHS type. There was really no reason for him to be recording it, but it was terrifying all the same. He cut all the cameras on, and the cameras like came on in order of where they saw movement. And in the last one, you barely see something open a door.
Oh.
Mark goes in that room. And when he goes in the room, all the other lights in the house cut off, and he's just sitting on the bed. And he is too terrified to leave, because he starts recording, and then you see the door at the end of the bedroom, and it's cracked open, and all you hear is Mark's friend's voice.
Bro, you cannot be
Coming.
telling me this at night, bro.
All you hear is Mark's friend's voice coming from the dark door, saying, "Come here, I have a surprise. I have a surprise.
No.
Come here,
Fuck.
come
No.
here." Like, you know it's fake. Like, you can't trust that. And Mark calls the police, and the police pick up, but they never send anyone. And Mark ends up killing himself because no one comes. Mark ends up killing himself because he opened the door, by the way. He was stuck in that house for a couple of days. And obviously he started starving. He needed to leave. He went through and the monster made him kill himself.
Damn.
Which is why it's a little hard for people to catch these monsters. The only description of why they make them kill themselves is that somehow these monsters show you your deepest, darkest fear, something a human should never have to experience.
Oh my god. I'm in it right now. My whole life.
And I'll only cover the next video, but the next video covers, it's like a police training video. Like, after that horrifying thing, then it just cuts to a police training video. And it's like, okay, sometimes the dispatch will be filled up with people on 911 calls. So here at the police station, if we have time off of, like, doing all this other work, we can pick up the calls for them. So here's, like, a few things. There's fire situation, there's a police situation, and there's an ambulance situation. And then after it goes over those three, in the middle of the ambulance situation, it glitches back to the main menu, and so there's a fourth situation called encounter.
Yep. No!
Encounter.
Put that shit away!
And then it says, if someone is calling about an encounter, I think they called it an other. If someone is calling about an encounter, answer all their questions, but do not dispatch a police vehicle. And they said, stay on the phone with them, but do not dispatch anyone, and do not talk very much, for it might know your fear. Or it might figure out your fear, I think is what it said. Which was the first hint that it knows. Like, it can know what you're scared of if it talks to you enough. Which is terrifying.
What even is my biggest fear? Probably failure and being alone.
It would just, like, show it. It's something so scary that anyone would kill themselves. Something so scary that, well, another instance of the monster was, it showed this mother her baby dead, even though the baby wasn't dead. It showed the baby dead because of her.
Ooh.
And she killed herself. But in the training video, it says when you hear them stop screaming, you can hang up. You can hang up. And, oh my god, it is so creepy. The last few, like, videos of the first volume of the Mandela Catalog is following Mark growing up. And apparently something has been in his house for a long time.
Mark himself?
Yeah. It like shows like a bunch of drawings that he had as a kid. Like, there's a friend in the closet. Dad didn't check up under the bed tonight. I know he's there.
Oh, gross.
Or like I don't know if you're like this. There's a room by the stairs that I hate going past.
It's so vague, and you can read so much into that shit.
Exactly.
Because kids, like, don't fucking lie. A kid will come up to you and say, you're ugly, and it'll hurt more than anyone else saying it because they're not lying. Kids can't lie yet. If a kid tells you you're ugly, they are telling you the truth.
It's just nerve-wracking for me to think about that kind of stuff because, it doesn't. I know it doesn't exist. I know it, but like walking.
But does it?
Walking into my house after I like close after a night, like at 2 a.m. All the lights are off. Everyone's asleep.
You got like 5 people in your family.
But how do I know they're mine?
Well, technically they're not. Biologically, ho, you have the most familial love I've ever met in anybody.
I hope a skinwalker possesses you, Emily.
Me too.
Come here. It was so.
Come here.
Nerve-wracking.
Come
I
here.
have something to show you, Mike. It was
my dick.
Can I show you that part at least? Let me show you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fuck this. Fuck this in the ass. Bro. I have to sleep by myself tonight. Turn this off. I have to sleep by myself. Thank you guys so much for watching. Where can they find us?
You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Under
and
your
Google
bed.
Podcasts now. In your closet.
Outside your house. Inside your house.
In your mom.
God damn it, Reid.
Okay. Anyways.
It was nice talking to you guys. Not you. You. You as in the plural form. Not you as in Reid. Also, check out our Instagram, please. Please.
Yeah,
please,
because
please,
it's her only
please.
contribution to the... I'm gonna act surprised. I'm flabbergasted.
Give me it.
Hoodwinked.
Give me it. Give me it. I want to pop it.
No,
Reid
no,
Robinson.
no. Next time you see an episode, it will be gone, but not because of Lacey. Bye.